get ready for a change in the intro. I thought it would be fun to have something different in the intro and different music for a change. Once again, I'm back on YouTube again after a short break. Also, I'm signed up to be in the Christmas parade again this year with Macon State College. As you can see, I'm the one with the Santa hat sitting on the bench. For the rest of this vlog, I will feature intros that never made it. Which means I'll have to get up early in the morning and drive over to Happy Hour where I used to work, and then carpool over to the CVS parking lot, get on the float, go down Watson Boulevard, wave hi to everybody. Just farted. My voiceover gig is really beginning to take off, and I'm doing voiceovers for MSC TV, and I recently did a voiceover for Keep What Rhymes Beautiful, and here it is. Enjoy! Take over 3 million volunteers and participants from 1,000 grassroots organizations. Provide them with the tools and motivation to make their hometown a better place. Mix in 5.2 million volunteer hours, sweat, grit, and elbow grease, and watch as communities flourish with a cleaner environment, civic pride, and enhanced natural beauty. National nonprofit Keep America Beautiful's 2009 Great American Cleanup accomplished this and more, with more than 30,000 events taking place in 32,000 communities nationwide. In the program's 3 months held March 1st through May 31st, 64 million pounds of litter and debris were removed from public lands and rights-of-way. 4,750 illegal dump sites were remediated. Results? Unbelievable. 6.9 million pounds of electronics collected for recycling represented a 30% increase over 2008. Moreover, volunteers kept 14.5 million pounds of aluminum and steel out of landfills through their collection efforts, a 42% increase. 870,000 tires were collected for recycling, and 36 million pounds of newspapers were also collected for recycling. Keep What Rhymes Beautiful is proud to be a contributing factor in such outstanding results. During the program, 1,484 local volunteers contributed 2,745 hours to remove more than 7,000 pounds of trash from 27 miles of streets, 5 miles of railroad tracks, and 130 acres of public parks. The Great American Cleanup Program value of Wood Robins was valued at more than $575,000. And now, here's a montage of the voiceovers I've done so far for MSC TV, and I'll try in a little while when I have some free time to post the full newscast here on YouTube. Here you go!
Here are your headlines for this week's edition of MSC TV News. The Motorsports Nationals was in Atlanta. See what cars were shown and more. The Anime Weekend Atlanta Convention was also held this past weekend. All this and more on this week's edition of MSC TV News. Welcome to MSC TV News. Here are your weekly headlines from Macon State College. The old education and IT building was recently torn down. Find out what will take its place. The Macon State Association for Nursing Students is sponsoring a race for the cure. Find out ways you can help. Macon State has hit a record high in enrollment. Find out how it made this accomplishment. Macon State students recently went on a tour of the Academy for the Blind. Find out what they experienced. The Macon State Women's Studies Association is currently collecting items for the Macon Rescue Mission. See what you can do to help. All these stories and more on this week's edition of MSC TV News. Welcome to MSC TV News. Here are your weekly headlines for Macon State College. Macon State is currently looking for student ambassadors. Find out how you can become one. The library is hosting a Learn Advanced Google Searching. We'll have the dates. Check out the inside scoop on an original film. Also, take a tour of one of Macon's pumpkin patches. Recently, one of our reporters went on a tour of the famous Fort Pulaski. We'll have a look inside the famous prison. Macon State College Natural Sciences Network is sponsoring Field of Screams. See when and where it is. Next up, what are some students doing this Halloween? We'll have the answer. Also, do you know what you will be wearing this Halloween? We'll have some suggestions for costumes. Finally, we'll have some Halloween hotspots for students to attend. All these stories and more on this Halloween edition of MSC TV News. Here are your weekly headlines for this week's edition of MSC TV News. First up, the Macon State College Student Health Clinic is now reopened. Who is now running this program? Next, the NSN hosted a blood drive that was provided by the Red Cross. What were the results of this event? The Fall Line Review wants students to submit their artwork or literature pieces. We will have the deadline date and more. The GNA recognizes Kay Gaddens with the Distinguished Service Award. Phi Beta Lambda SGA Gaming Club, Pre-Law Society, and HSA hosted the first Macon State College Masquerade Ball. Find out what went on. Lastly, the Advanced Google Searching Session was held on October 28th. Was there a big turnout? All this and more coming up on this week's edition of MSC TV News.
Next time, we're stepping into Christmas again. Cue the end theme! I almost forgot. Don't forget to tune in to the Rockin' Waves 11294 12-hour marathon, which will take place Saturday, November 7th. It will begin at noon and end at midnight. All those times are Eastern. Don't forget, November 7th on blogtv.com/people/Chrismaster1. Hope to see you there. Get back to the credits.